is cooking. People of different identities. Podcast with BSCAR.
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to another edition of the PODICAST right here at the Botswana National Youth Council building. Now, I'm sure you've seen it before when you're driving to Riverwalk. Buffet grounds there. It's the building right to the right. Now, it's not being used a whole lot. And a lot of people have always been asking, well, why is there a building like this written youth, but we never see any youth in the building? Well, that has come to a change tomorrow. Well, it's yesterday, okay, but today, God, it's Wednesday today, but on a Tuesday, this is when International Youth Day was held and commemorated right here in Gaborone. And we have the pleasure of being around these young people and being able to have a conversation with them. And the minister is also in the building, so hopefully she'll also come through and have a chat with us. The theme for this year is Youth for the Sustainable Development Goals, Building a Better Future Together. So I'm going to talk to a couple of young people here because this is a new Botswana, so we want to find out from them what are they looking forward to. Dog. You know, so being an old man here, I'm trying to find out what our future looks like. And first to join us is our homie, Mr. Brian Shabani. What's up, Brian?
Shap, my guy. What's up?
Papa. Welcome to the PODICAST. You have very soft-spoken Brian. But Brian, where are you from, Papa?
That's where I spend most of my time.
Oh, okay.
But also I had the chance to go in school in other remote areas.
Oh, okay.
Specifically,
okay.
Maitoko Primary School.
Awesome stuff, man. Thank you so much for joining us, Pa. And I just wanted to find out from you, because I saw you on the panel earlier, and you guys were discussing on a sustainable development goal, youth for sustainable development goals, building a better future together. I want to find out from you, first of all, what does something like this mean? Like an event like this one, and with themes like this, what does it mean for you?
It's a very important thing. I personally am so excited.
Yeah.
It's an exciting opportunity to become part of an event like this. You have young people coming together to celebrate what they are doing out there, their contribution to society, how they're trying to empower and impact other young people like them.
Yeah.
So Tota is a lot, and I am glad that I got the opportunity. I'm contributing because I also have to play a part in contributing to the economy of Botswana, and not only that, but also to empower a banana can.
I love that. So what do you do? Like what is your passion, and how do you make your money as a young person?
I wouldn't say I'm making money. For now, it's just the desire to become impactful. I'm currently doing two organizations. One of them is called Connect to Success Youth Summit. It's an entrepreneurship summit whereby we attract startups and try to empower them, try to facilitate training and workshop it can help them because you look at most of the that are not really taken into consideration that much the informal sector. They play a very important role in the economy of Botswana, but most of the times they never get the chance to attend events like this they've been there before them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so with that event, we wanted to attract startups and bring those entrepreneurs they already established themselves. You look at giants like Mr. David Mahang, Mr. Mokhoy, they've been doing a very good job in terms of empowering young Botswana. So we bring people like that
in the informal sector. Is there any particular jobs like what type of occupations are you looking at?
When we came up with this event, I was in Rail Park Mall, and and you realize most of the events that you go, they attend them, the ones we would classify as high profile events, where ministers are there. Most of these women or most of these men they are never there. Because most of the time they are running the business.
So you're trying to do like a network setup for people. That's brilliant, Papa. So what motivated it? You went to school. Why are you looking at Bonaba informal sector?
But you realize I come from a family we didn't have everything. So got a perfect family where you had everything sorted out.
Yeah.
So most of these people, I grew up around them. And I felt like there is a need for me to come up with something that could empower them.
Yeah.
We could share the skills other events. These people also need them.
What are the type of lessons that you want to give them? Like accounting, marketing, so that because I think how level is sister writing for about 30 years.
Yeah.
But you are looking at them where they can grow.
Yeah.
So what are some of these lessons that you want to give them?
Most of the important with Connect to Success, when we had the events, we were focusing on several aspects. One of them was digital media and technology, and the other one was financial literacy and when early business leadership. We wanted them to gain all this experience because, especially with financial literacy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be mokoyone and have Orexadi Tamati for 10 years, but also you need to. There needs to be a way in which you manage your business so that it can also grow.
Yeah.
To avoid being in the same place for 30 years, for 10 years, but still we don't see any change.
Yeah.
We also want them to gain that experience, those skills other people, experts already have.
That's awesome.
Okay, what is it that they are doing? How do they manage to with their finances? Also, we bring we can have an account develop a business because you look at most of the successful guys in Botswana, they started with something and then later on what the first that they did it built something for them. You look at guys like Mr. Sabelo. These are some of the guys by they are somehow an inspiration.
You want businesses to grow, pretty much, because it's like Ronald business that end up at this one hell. But these men were able to expand right now is much bigger. I love it. So is there anyone who's helping you? Like how I and I want you to be brutally honest. I want you to be honest enough to tell me how does it happen when you try to put such an amazing idea together?
Yeah. Because sometimes you go there not with the intentions of seeking financial assistance, but just them being able to provide resources.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, guys, come and help us. You can send an expert from your company.
Yeah.
And most of the time you go there, the meeting, they are not there. You can't even have an appointment. Yeah. Some of them, they don't even give you about this.
Yeah.
Even when they reject you. Like I said, we've been rejected. I feel like that's a joke. But we've been rejected almost. I've counted all the emails of rejection that I've received. They're like 100.
Jesus.
But
so what do you think is going to be different now? We're in a different Botswana. I'm guessing excitement on your part. How the rejection deal 100. It's very hard to pick yourself up again.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to change in this new dynamic? And also, how's it workshop in Sinjan? What do you expect to change?
I really do hope and they don't just listen any action that comes after.
Yeah.
The idea or the goal is for them tools.
Yeah.
And it's not always about might. Okay, fine. We see what you are trying to do, but also because now we are a big organization, we have partnerships with so and so.
Yeah.
You can also leverage this kind of support.
Yes, sir.
more opportunities.
There's other ways they can help.
Because when you are just you had a dream or you had a vision to impact Botswana, you don't have any say you don't have anyone more of like a connection. I don't know, we don't have that. We'll have to struggle our way to the top.
Yes, sir. I hear you completely, man. But I'm also really, really proud of the fact that you guys come out here and, you put your point across. And if anyone is watching this and wants to get involved with you,
they can reach out to my number, 71
yeah.
89 2751.
Okay, say it again.
71
yeah.
89 2751.
Awesome stuff.
Or also search me on LinkedIn, because we also have another project we are doing, because with that project we are trying to address the underrepresentation of women in leadership positions, because also it's a crisis that you look at the number of you look at Parliament, how many female leaders or Parliament, you look at parastatals, how many times do we see how many female CEOs do we have?
Yeah.
So it's a crisis that also needs to be addressed, because we want to empower young women into leadership positions. Yes, and we have different programs that cater for that. We have under Mosadi Kopele, we have programs like Mosadi Kopele Entrepreneurship Program, Mosadi Kopele Mentorship Program, Mosadi Kopele in Engineering and Technology. Those are some of the things that you are trying to do to empower Batwabome, because we believe for Lebone they have the capability to lead.
Yes, sir.
And they should be given the opportunity to lead, not on the basis but on the basis that they also have something to offer which can also be impactful to Botswana.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Mr. Shabani. Then we will make sure we put that word out there. Thank you so much. And guys, that's Brian Shabani, and check him out, guys. He's on LinkedIn. He's all over Facebook, and help a brother out. This is the future of tomorrow, so it starts today. Let's check out our next guest. Man, we got ourselves a brand new Minister of Youth and Gender Affairs, and she's in the house. Give it up for me, Lesego Chombo.
Is it still there?
Yeah, no. It still hypes up everyone, the po. Yeah, but I didn't make you too old. Get a meh. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
SCAR, how are you doing?
I'm great, man. You're looking absolutely great. The kids are responsive. They love having you out here. But how has everything been, like, ever since you came into this position? Like, how are you doing?
It has been crazy.
Yeah.
It has been crazy. It has been wild. You can imagine receiving a call on one day to be a member of parliament the following day, not having envisioned it, not having planned it, and just thinking that this is a call to action. We've been wanting to see a lot of young people in positions of leadership, and knowing that it will require a whole lot of learning through the experience, but at such a critical time where youth issues are quite prevalent and a priority for Botswana. So it has been I know it's been 8 months, but it's been a very long journey. And I've been talking to some of my friends about how there's a lot that happens behind the scenes, which perhaps I ought to have been more vocal about, more proactive about communicating the work that we're doing. If you know me, you know that my style is to work underground and then do a grand launch of back to back of the things that we've been working on, but some of them have already been addressed today. And so I look forward to that. I look forward to really unveiling all the work that has been done with young people, by young people, and for young people.
Awesome stuff. As a young person as well.
Yeah,
I'm the oldest in the room. Jeez, I can actually feel it, because I can feel the air of like
Batswadi.
But you can feel like the optimism. Like there's a whole lot more optimism. These young kids from as far as senior high school. There's some who just got into university. There's some who are actually just stepping out, and to have like a good mix like this is absolutely amazing. What does a day like this mean to you as the Minister of Youth?
It's really not just an opportunity for us to celebrate, I think, but that's the first thing, for us to recognize the greatness that lies in young people, the creativity, the innovation, the fire. You spoke about how it's such a joyous occasion, right? And earlier this morning, when I was at Radio Botswana and I was giving my statement, I noted how, according to statistics, when you ask the young people what they think the future is, they're very optimistic.
Yeah.
And that ranges from young people who are from 17 to 19. They're very optimistic about the future. And some of them were here with us today. And so it's an opportunity for us to celebrate all the brilliance that young people have. Let's just talk about in Botswana, our creative sector.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, exceptional. Today I asked for a song by Uncle X, Ebizwan Dipuka, to be played. I heard about it this weekend. Y'all have been gatekeeping. You didn't tell me.
He came out of nowhere.
He is brilliant.
I just saw him the other day.
Oh, Bella Setswana start to finish one Kaisa. Huh?
But you know, he's doing that style that I think a lot of us would do if we were at home. You know, where you're putting all these words together that you don't even think would work in a song, but he does it so well.
Brilliantly. And today is really that, for us to celebrate the brilliant raw talent that we have in Botswana. We have it in our creatives, we have it in our intellects, in our geeks, we have it in our social entrepreneurs, we have it in our innovators, we have it in those who give back to the community, those in youth serving organizations. We have in those who come from humble beginnings but have used their background to really solve tangible, real problems in their communities. And so it's been great to also hear from all the different young people through the panel discussion. They are very bold.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw that
and
other
I
lady
love that.
Who got teary-eyed, the one from, I think, Giboshaka or something, who's doing like a project out there. And she got teary-eyed. She even stood up while she was still talking. I actually wanted one of our producers to actually get her so that we can get that perspective, because like Botswana is so big.
Yeah.
You've had an opportunity to see like most of it by now. It's
did.
different people.
Yeah.
Like Gaborone is not Botswana.
I've had an opportunity to see a lot of Botswana through my work before being minister. Through my charity work.
Yeah.
That's when I got to really go to the deepest of places that I never knew existed.
Yeah.
But hey, it's also those experiences that help me when I am shaping policies. I know what inclusion looks like, because even before sitting at this table, I've met so many people who come from underprivileged communities.
Yeah.
And I've experienced that which they felt was lacking in terms of government and what government can do better.
Before I ask you my last question, what do you think about the Maung culture, like taking over so much, like mainstream culture in Botswana? Boom, mama, you know, all of that. I mean, that's part of, you know, where you're from, like and stuff. How do you feel about that now? Like, all these people like are making such Bocosta, all of these guys from hey boy and like Maung is in the building.
It is. I'm definitely biased for obvious reasons.
But Khalagadi also is in the building. Like it's a whole other BW right now. It's not Gaborone leading pop culture, you know, but Maung, Khalagadi, and this is all young people as well.
I think it's great, and it's great for everyone else to learn from. It doesn't mean that we must now all do Maung, we must now all speak like Batwa Maung or Khalagadi, but it's to show that there's uniqueness in all of our communities, and that when it's positioned right, it's exactly what Botswana needs. And so I'm hoping to see more of it actually with different districts, because we all have these diversities that make us unique, and it's absolutely incredible for us to embrace it. I'm always saying that when we're on these international platforms, I get there and I'm intentional about representing Botswana, but I always get there and I still feel like I'm not doing enough. You know, you have people there who are stuck on speaking their own language. They present at the United Nations in their own language. When they dress and so on and so forth. And I'm very happy to see that Botswana are owning up to that culture and seeing it as beautiful as it is. And I hope that it's something that will continue to portray on international platforms as well.
Awesome stuff. And just coming back to the theme, what is your call to action for young people to advance to the sustainable development goals in Botswana? I guess D17, but you know, Rona, when we internalize them from your point of view, what would you tell them, you know, they need to be looking at and how they should be moving?
Yeah, well, for starters, we can talk about the theme for this year. And it's mostly talking about these goals being realized locally. I always speak of how beautiful policies are. They're very beautiful. They're well crafted. We have such amazing English, let me tell you. Brilliant, eloquent.
Written,
oh my God. Laws, brilliant. But the most important thing is that all of these things need to be realized as real, tangible action that impacts the lives of real people in a very real way.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's the most important thing about this year's theme before we get to the goals, that the theme encourages us to break it down and trickle it down to grassroots to impact real lives.
Yes.
And that's the starting point. It's amazing for all of us to be here to advocate for that which we'll put on paper.
Yeah.
But I'd like our young people to also realize or be intentional and proactive about how that translates into real tangible action. But this is something that is also being done at a high level through the Botswana National Economic Transformation Program, which is being led by our president as well as our vice president at the highest level, where we really want all of our brilliant ideas to translate into real action that can change Botswana's economic trajectory as well as to lead us all into prosperity and fulfillment. And so call to action, so there's been a call for proposals for us to share all of our ideas. We're currently standing at close to 4,000 ideas, and this is an opportunity for all of us to really pitch in. You know, it's an issue of perspective. When we look at this bottle, we see it differently. It's the same bottle, the same water, the same brand. But what I see from my end are numbers, a barcode. What they see from their end is probably blue, and I can't see that. What you see from your end is something else. And quite often we expect that people who are from one lens to give all the solutions, and that's not practical. And this is why this call for ideas is so critical, that we're looking at the same problem but we see it differently. You see it differently based on you see it differently based on the fact that you are young and you haven't been corroded by trouble, and so you have a clear lens. You see it differently because you're experienced, you're older, you've seen life, you know. Scar, because you're old.
It's
because you've experienced life, you know, and so you have a different perspective. It's the same problem, yes, but if we were to leave it to just one end of Botswana to deal with it, we're not going to deal with it adequately. And so this is an opportunity for us to look at the same problems, yes, but tackle them differently based on our experiences, our perspective, and so on and so forth. But most importantly, for young people to remain hopeful. I think one of the worst things that could ever happen to us is for our hope to die. I cannot imagine a Botswana where hope is dead. It would be very painful. And so I ask that as we continue to be patient, awaiting all the work that is being put into place to be realized and to change our lives in a meaningful way, let us remain hopeful. Let us remain positive, optimistic. Let us care for one another. Currently, we have such horrible cases of violence, and I think what frustrates me about it is not the numbers, it's how severe it is. It's not just it's and so on and so forth, but those are things that as individuals we can actively contribute towards in how we relate with one another, from sister to brother. If I'm to come to you and tell you what abuse you, what do you say? Do you ask me or you say, ma'am, I know you're a minister, but you know what I mean? And so that's really my call to action for young people, to remain hopeful, optimistic, loving, thoughtful, to be considerate of one another, so that as we wait, as we are patient, and as we wait for our promised land and milk and honey, Botswana is still a safe space. The internet is a safe space. You know, we're all, it's not safe right now. It's not.
And I think that's also one thing that I wanted to talk to the young people about. Is like, we need to be calmer, you know. This violent energy and horokana is not helping us build ourselves.
Sounds like Botswana.
No, more, you know. I think there's better ways where we can communicate with each other, but not vilify each other, you know. And I think it starts from the words. We should watch how we talk to each other, because if we talk to each other anyhow, this means we feel we can do anything to
and that we're
one
building
another.
A culture for bana ba bangwe ba bannye. So let's be mindful that you might be saying what you're saying, feeling what you're feeling, but think about the implications for generations to come. I also always speak to the media and say that if we're always talking about the negative things, always talking about so-and-so killed so-and-so, this, that, then imagine you're in that position. You're going to remember the things you read, the things you see, the things you hear. And those translate into our thoughts and our behavior. So let's be mindful on various spaces, really, and ensure that our words are being used for good.
If just in closing, if
Yes.
I want to be part of the conversation, because young people that I don't think go to quotas, what? You know, and I don't know if you're trying to figure out how the communication can happen. If I want to put in Luhukolami,
Yes.
especially to Yone, the program that Moholwane is putting together about Yone, those 4,000 suggestions, where do we go as
Yes.
the young people also, Baba Liberating, how do they get their little,
Yes.
you know,
So
word
the
in there?
website is cfi.gov.bw.
cfi.gov.bw.
Yes.
Okay.
We
Okay,
also
so there's a
have-
website.
There is. There's a
Guys.
website. You go on there.
Like I can see the quota.
I think the problem also is that Scar
It's old.
has not
Okay, I
shared
haven't
his
done it.
idea.
No, because I want to find out where I can do it. And it's at the
you.
comfort of my phone.
It's at the comfort of your phone,
Yeah.
at your home. We have free internet in Botswana in
Yeah.
public spaces.
Shout out Smart Bots.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You go on there and
Yeah.
it'll guide you on what you do. cfi.gov.bw.
Awesome.
But the Ministry of Youth and Gender Affairs also has an online suggestion box, which
Okay.
we launched earlier this year, where you get to really say anything.
Okay.
And it is constantly monitored by a public relations team. They always take your ideas, your critiques and your criticism rather,
Yeah.
or critique
Yeah.
to the relevant departments in order to ensure what you are responded to effectively and adequately. I also get to see some that are addressed to me, and so I encourage all of you to get on there and to continue collaborating. There was a call today for another session of the youth policy. We're currently reviewing the national youth policy from 2010.
Okay.
And that we're in the concluding stages.
Okay.
Right? It's been an ongoing process for months now,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of young people have been a part of it. But today, SAT actually asked, "What can we do one last session with young people?
Yeah.
You know, just one last session to really rubber stamp it and validate it." And that's something that we're going to do. And I hope that a lot of young people can come see the work that's been put into it, and then to add value to it. This policy is going to then lead to the development, the Youth Development Act,
Hey.
the very first.
Whoa.
And so it's
So
an
you're
opportunity.
grinding,
It's
huh?
an opportunity really for you to come and inform what you want the law regarding youth development to look like, so that by the time the policy is passed and the law comes from it, it has been informed by your realities.
Ladies and gentlemen, our former Botswana, we are forever indebted. Africa, you know, put us out there in the world. Now she's here handling the Ministry of Youth and Gender Affairs. Lesego Chombo, thank you, Lesego, for
Thank
sitting with
you,
us.
Scar.
And man, have yourself a great day.
Thanksies.
Away, we shall return. Pato, hit that. Is
So
it
you better
Ati?
play the song. I must see this video playing wherever you're going to play this, and you must play that song. It's called Dipuka by Uncle X. Haven't met him yet, but I'm
I heard-
obsessed.
I saw some clips.
Shout out.
And
And it's so simple. He
Yeah.
was just in the mall
In
with
the
his
mall just
phone.
singing.
Wow.
We're joined right now by Mayor Pato Kelesitse, who is a board member of the Botswana National Youth Council. Hello, Pato.
Hey, Scar. Good
How
to
are you,
see-
Mommy Store?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So we're in this building. How does it work? Like, how does this building get to host stuff? And can any young person come through here and try and put something together?
All right. So, yeah, the building, anyone can host something here. Young people can come through, see the secretariat, ask to book it if it's free. And if your initiative is non-profit making, there is a chance, not guaranteed, there is a chance that if it contributes to youth development, you can get it for free. You just see the secretariat. Please reach out to them. I don't have the contact details off the top of my head.
No, just come.
But
Just come. You guys
if you
just
come right
through.
where we are,
Yeah.
we are looking to use the space a bit more. We want, as the BNYC board, we're looking to use the space more. We've got the football field at the back. We've got the basketball
There's so
court.
much,
It is a huge property.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not as up to date as it would be.
Yeah.
So any corporates who want to work with us to upgrade that so that young people can come through and use the space, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, man.
But definitely the space is open to all young Botswana, all Botswana who want to work towards youth development, and we're open to partnership.
Awesome stuff. Let's talk a little bit about serving the youth.
Yeah.
You know, as the Botswana National Youth Council, I know there's been some hiccups here and there with the other ones sitting events in Diheta. We never really know what's happening with the BNYC. Is it in good standing right now? And what are some of the things that they do to serve young people in Botswana?
All right. So I'll speak for the current board. Most of us only joined within the last year or two.
Okay.
So we've got a relatively new board. Right now, we are working at our programming. How do we program differently? A few months ago, we had a call with youth-led and youth-serving civil society organizations, asking them, what do you need from us? And then everyone was obviously like, money. We're like, okay, if we don't have money, what kind of partnerships, what kind of enabling environment do you need from us? And then as the BNYC board, we're trying to make sure to meet those wants that then also help us to further the development of young people in Botswana.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing. We've been working on our governance. Like you said, we've had a few hiccups in the past. So, we just did a governance training so that we make sure that we are strong, we are steady. Internally, we are growing. We're making sure that the team that is currently on the board is capacitated and is strong enough to lead and serve the young people of Botswana. So internally, we're doing some trainings. Externally, we're planning, we're hosting events like this, and so there's a lot coming. We're still cooking.
I just know that I haven't heard it in a while, and Nikki Potagore. Is it being shut down, with the changes that are happening? But it seems like you guys are in good standing with the current ministry as well. Nothing too crazy has happened. I just want to pick your brain on these sustainable development goals, which one of them is quality education. I'm asking you because I'm going to ask everyone here. That's on the SDG. What kind of educational skills do you think young people in Botswana need most right now in order for them to thrive in the future?
I think the kind of education that young Botswana need right now is the kind of education that teaches them to think critically.
Okay.
So education that allows them to respond to whatever the present circumstance is.
Okay.
Because if you're starting Form 5 now, if you're doing your Form 5 now, the world will need something else in 10 years. So we need an education system that allows people to think beyond the education that they've got. We need education that also takes into consideration the globe. We're living in, I know it's overused, a global village, but Botswana are so talented. A few years ago, I was attending WIF, and there was a young Botswana who works there. Like the young Botswana are so amazing, and those few is because maybe they had particularly enabling environments, like particularly supportive parents, particularly equipped schools. So I think that needs to be the standard of the kind of education that's delivered. We can talk about modules and so forth, but the kind of education that's delivered needs to teach young people how to be adaptable, how to solve problems, and fill in gaps.
Awesome stuff. And I know you are big on the climate. Just for those who don't know, on your other hat, when it comes to the environment and climate change and stuff, what else do you do on that side of the ball, that side of the fence?
All right, so on climate, I host a podcast called Sustain 267 podcast, and we talk to Africans, everything climate change. So we talk to activists, policymakers, people who are just interested. We talk sustainable fashion, we talk science, and the idea with it was to build a pool of knowledge around climate change that is African. So when people are talking climate change, more Africa, they're using examples that you know. Why is it that little insect?
Hey. When was the last time you saw a mudimu?
So
why is that the
little red insect?
The red bug.
Yes. So those are the kind of examples that we're then giving you.
Not ice caps melting.
Exactly.
Floods. Okay, but we did see floods.
So so we've got the Sustain 267 podcast, and then which looks at and the idea behind it is we're building knowledge, we're helping people understand climate change with the belief that when people know better, they will do better. This is politicians, if they know better about climate change, if they know that with a snap of a finger, that brand new road that you built could be gone if it's not climate resilient, then they'll respond. Private sector will know if you're not insulating your building in a way that's energy efficient, your electricity bill is going to go up because every 2 weeks we declare heat wave. So now they know better, they do better in how they build. Civil society people, so that's the idea behind it. So we've got the podcast. In 2 weeks we're hosting the local conference of youth on climate change. It's the third year that we're hosting it, and the idea with it again is there's so many policies that are being made, especially around climate change. Young people are not contributing to them. This year we're focusing on youth position on just transition. Just transition will affect the young people the most because we are the ones who are definitely going to have to transition from diamonds, and then what? So we need to understand it. We're going to put out a statement. By the time a policy is drawn up, they already know this is what young people think when it comes to just transition. Last year's statement, we had over 300 young people contributing to it. So we're looking to do that. We do a lot of work with VDCs, clean apps, educating people about how to turn cash to trash. And then on the business side...
Trash to cash.
Yeah. And then on the business side, what we do is we do ESG consulting, helping people to understand ESG, how to apply it to your business so that it's sustainable in the future. ESG. Environmental, social, and governance.
Okay.
Yes. So
I just still on the climate front. We're having some problems in our economy. But people say it is coal. I always want to localize the conversation. Okay, we have an opportunity to sell all this coal, but then it's bad for the environment. But then you see big countries like the US stepping out of the Paris Accord. Climate change, make it one of the biggest polluters. What do you say to people who think that we're too small to be having this conversation?
All right. So there's no such thing as too small because we're going to be affected. So
we shouldn't make dough?
Not that we shouldn't make dough. There are more creative ways There are more creative ways of making money. Right now, there's no one who's still the mathematics for still investing in new coal projects just doesn't make sense. I don't know about climate thing. It just financially doesn't make sense. And then Honana will be talking about, but it's the global north that's polluting, and they are the ones who are polluting the most. But the science shows we are the worst affected. February, it was flooding. We don't have to question climate change anymore. We can see it's on our doorstep. So we can't say we're not going to do anything because it's our fault when we are the ones who are worst affected. So when we look at developing in a climate smart manner, we're not doing it because we're doing it for America and we're doing it for Europe. We're doing it because it's what we need. We're building climate smart roads so that they don't get washed away. We're building climate smart infrastructure so that it is resilient in what we know is coming. If we're saying we're going to develop, it needs to be climate smart. Otherwise, education, SR, HR, everything is at a threat if we don't respond to climate.
And just in closing, for the young people, how do you see the youth contributing to the fight against climate change here in Botswana?
So I think...
So that they have a future. Because I'm guessing, every time I think about climate change, I think about how hot it's going to be because every year it seems like it's getting hotter and hotter.
It is!
So by the time my son is 25... you have to live under a glass, Abu Dhabi and aircon. So what can the youth do to actually, help with the situation?
So what the youth can do, firstly, it's educating themselves, making sure that you understand what does climate change mean for you. The minister earlier said, you're looking at something and you're looking at it from different angles. As young people, make sure you understand what it means for you. And then when there's calls to engage in policy, all climate policy make sure you submit your submissions because you know why it's important to you. Some of the people who are making climate policies right now are not going to live to see them in effect.
You see, you guys need to stop that because you're pissing them off. You're reminding them that they're about to go.
Well, it's not about reminding them that they're about to go, but it's around young people. You're being irresponsible, letting people who don't have skin in the game make policies for you.
Yeah.
So on top of that, so educating yourself, choosing careers that are aligned to climate and responding to climate.
Yeah.
So environmental law, because there's a lot of people being terribly done over because they don't understand some laws. Climate finance, that way our climate finance people can help us mobilize more money internationally. There's a lot of free money that is available for countries who want to develop in a climate aware way. The climate finance come in. Content creators like yourself get to educating people so they know why it's important. Talk about it to the people that you vote for, because like we know, politicians only care about constituents. Constituents are the people who vote. So talk about it and then vote for people who are showing the signal that you're going to get a just transition, you're going to get clean energy, we're going to protect your future, and we're not going to risk it for short-term profits.
Wow. Miss Pato Kelesitse, BNYC, and also climate exchange, what do they call you? Activist? I hate the word activist, though.
Yeah, so I say I'm a climate justice advocate. So I advocate for climate justice. Yeah.
Awesome. Activist, thank you so much, Pato, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much for having me. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. And we continue, guys. We're still hanging out here, right? On the National Youth Council, the building. What do they call this building? If you don't go BNYC here.
Conference hall?
The conference hall, but there's other spots throughout the whole of the BNYC plot. So, we're going to be talking to some more young people who came through to the IYD. And we're getting to hear so much from young people and businesses, the ideas, what they aspire to be in the future. I remember when I was young. Anyway, we keep it moving. Next up, we're joined by none other than a beautiful young lady who's also a participant over here at Kakwanumo, the International Youth Day. Welcome to the show, Me Yaone Pema. How are you, Yaone?
I'm all right, and how are you?
Sharp. Where are you coming in from?
I literally came here right from home. But I didn't have any plans, and then I'm going to school right after this.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Where do you go to school?
BAC.
BAC.
Yeah.
You told me you're doing your final year at BAC. What course are you in?
I'm studying accounting and finance.
Accounting and finance.
Yes.
All right. Why did you come here today? Apart from you didn't have anything else to do, what else, do you think you could achieve by coming to this thing here?
Oh, no. So, basically, my interest was sparked by the theme, right, for today, because I don't usually just go out and say I'm going to attend this. But the theme, local action for the SDGs. Oh, that's my thing.
Okay.
That is my thing.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So, but just to ask you about some of the things that you've observed, because the SDG, they talk about a whole lot of things. I got a couple of them here, especially when it comes to, because we have the Ministry of Gender Equality here as well. Yeah. How do you think young people can promote gender equality amongst each other? Like, I hope that's not too difficult.
It's not too difficult, but I think also going back to it not being too difficult, it's just to emphasize the point that we are the ones that make these things difficult. Most of the things, as we know, the brain. I heard somebody emphasizing this point earlier on. You nurture it, and what you give it at a young age, is what is going to grow into. That's what it grows out of.
Definitely.
So if urutangwana at home at a young age, this is how you're supposed to treat each other. This is how you're supposed to act to one another. And I don't remember the aspects of boto, which is what Botswana is based on, being boto towards a man or boto towards a woman, because it's about every single person.
Definitely.
And so if you instill those characteristics, those values and morals into a child at a young age, they can't go away from them.
I feel you completely. I mean, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here a little bit, because you expect some of these kids to be taught this, especially boys. What about? I'm going to ask you, because you're a young lady who's going to school with boys, even at junior high school, even at primary school. boys kill girls, you know.
Yeah.
I want to ask from you, do you feel safe as a young person who goes to school every single day, and what are the things that make you feel unsafe?
I really do not feel safe. And here's one thing that I will mention. I come from Kanye, right? And I grew up in a village like that. And there, I'm not too sure about anybody else's experience, but my experience was different in the sense that I felt safe in that community because they're my brother, they're my what. And then I came to Lobatse. Totally different story. Totally different story. You'll be walking Motseleng and then somebody just comes and harasses you. Like,
I will tell her straight up.
Yeah. Like, recently I was in a bus. I was in a bus going back home. Yeah. Did a guy, so this guy, Aba Filagore.
Yeah.
Did he not go down on his knees? I swear. Like, that was so... I looked at him and I did not say anything because once you say something to these guys, I looked at him and I was like... And then I moved his hand. And this guy was like, you know that I can literally follow you to your house from here. Are you
serious, man? Jesus Christ. So, but brazen, like they just go at it like that. So, what are the people that are in the bus saying, Bonnie? Like,
they're quiet.
You just look at it like
and it's
nothing.
Women, so I wouldn't blame them because they don't want it to tend to them.
That's crazy.
And this guy was sane, just so you know, it's a fully moral person, like not a moral. There's no excuse for that in any case.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know our conversation was going to go that way. No, because like, hey man, these things freak. You know, they piss me off because like, I can't imagine leaving the house and being scared that someone is going to do something to me.
Yeah.
You see, like Majita, we take it for granted blind, because no one is going to harass me to a point where I feel unsafe or I wouldn't even leave the house. But I think women have a whole other way of looking at this. Let's talk about something more positive. You are trying to put something together. You were just mentioning it at the beginning of our conversation. What organization or structure are you trying to put together?
Okay, so without taking much of your time, let me run it back.
No, you're trying to run away from this interview. I got time. Tell me your thing.
I'm going to class, but okay.
Class.
Yes.
Okay. Just a little bit.
Okay, so in 2023, so I signed up for UN volunteers when I turned 18.
Okay.
I'm 21 now, and in 2023...
They gave you the key?
Huh?
They gave you the key.
Oh, my grandfather did. My grandfather did.
Old school.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
No doubt.
So in 2023, I was working on a research task as a volunteer for United Nations Institute for Training and Research.
You go.
And it was on sustainable development goals, right? So I did, my specific SDG was SDG number 4, quality education in my community through the lens of youth. It was just a documentary, so we had to bring in forth documentary, a short video, and then explain, have interviews. And I had to go to schools because it was SDG 4, right?
Okay.
I was surprised, Scar, when I got there. The students were unaware of what the SDGs are, number one. Even the head teachers. I remember going to a brigade and the head teachers did not know anything about the SDGs. And I'm like... we're expecting those people to be at the forefront of it all. And I was like, okay, so this is clearly a problem that we need to breach, right? And because my interest is in as much as they say the youth, the future. Now, if we're building a future, we're expecting people to lead in the future.
Definitely.
Why don't we equip them with instill that sense of responsibility and foster their mindset at a young age and teach them about these sustainable development goals, what role they can play, because it's really not that hard.
Yes, ma'am.
It's really not that hard. You can literally reduce your carbon footprint and you'll be acting on SDG. What's number 13?
Yes.
Climate action.
Definitely.
And that is how it is.
You know, you're making me feel bad because I'm looking at them and you're right. It is number 13. Climate action. And it's funny, like I was just the two people that came before you, quality education, climate. So You're onto something. So yours was your education, right?
I was doing education. And then I was like, okay, from here I spoke to the board, UNITA, and they were like, so what are you going to do about that problem? I'm like, okay, I'll have to think about it. And I said, okay, let me go into schools, host workshops, because that doesn't need money. I don't need anything. It's just the willing heart. And then when I have time, I can go into these schools and volunteer. I just went to schools, hit them up, sent to their emails, or just went there in person. And then I taught the groups, the children, about the SDGs. And then we got into a fellowship, the Millennium Fellowship. It's also in partnership with UNAI last year at school. And the project, they decided to do my project, which was also teaching the youth about the SDGs. And then we did it online. We hosted webinars where we were teaching them about the Sustainable Development Goals. And man, people did not know about these things. And it's always nicer to see.
Some of the people here don't know them.
Yes, I understand.
Look
I understand.
At the looks. They don't. So you did this project by yourself?
By myself. And then recently now I was like, oh, okay, because I volunteer a lot with organizations, non-government organizations, non-profit. And I was like, a lot of people were hitting me up asking me, how do you do this? How do you contact those people? And those organizations themselves had a gap. Like they couldn't reach out. They couldn't get people who were willing to volunteer. And I was like, that's a problem for me to solve.
That's what I want,
That's a problem for me to solve. So I decided to launch what we call, so the movement is called Retsaya Efe.
Okay.
Just Kato.
Retsaya Efe.
Yes. So I decided to launch the Retsaya Efe Volunteer Network, and I got started with my friends and then some people that had also asked through LinkedIn or whatever how I got to volunteer. And I was like, okay, I'm bringing you into a group here. And we're going to be acting, volunteering, but here's the twist. Acting for the SDGs, for the Sustainable Development Goals. So we recently did our first volunteer task at Mokolodi, and we were acting for what? SDG number 15.
Number 15, my pay later you check number 15.
But life on land.
Life, okay.
Yeah, so basically.
And you're only 21. Like, come on, who's giving you all of these ideas? Like, this is like a future job, like social entrepreneurship. Yeah, it's like one of those jobs that people say are jobs of the future.
Yeah.
You're already so switched onto it. Like, what helped you have this line of thinking? Hey, so what got you into this? Who motivated you into, especially going at it by yourself to start with?
I would definitely have to say it's my parents. It's my mother. My mother, she's a teacher, right? But she always raised me to know whatever you do it to serve the people. And you have to look for everything beyond yourself, whatever is happening out there. If somebody is poor, learn to treat yourself like you're poor. It's your problem. It's your problem, because Sesisalang community. And like I told you, I was mentioning Kenya. Now where I was raised, we were raised in a community setup. Like the neighbor, you go and give them. So it's just, I've always tried to look for problems beyond me. And then I realized that also it doesn't go into the community and the charity things that I can do right now, but also just being a responsible citizen and knowing that I'm doing good for the country, and not just the country, understanding that I'm a global citizen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Yaone Pema. Are you hating? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. No, but big up yourself, Yaone, and we will see you soon, and we'll keep an eye out, for the Kato Kefe. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Mama. Your boy SCAR PODICAST at the Botswana National Youth Council, and we are joined by a young businessman over here in the house. We're joined by Mr. Kiabetu Alex Sanao. What up, Alex? Why do you look so familiar, man? Have we met?
I'm not sure if you have met.
Oh, okay. No, just trying to confirm. Oh, you look familiar. But thank you so much for joining us. We're here at the International Youth Day. What brought you here today?
Thank you very much. When you look at the Sustainable Development Goals, they are not just goals, but they are a lived reality.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, as Kiabetu Alex Sanao, I am a young advocate for Sustainable Development Goals. And I believe that if we young people of Botswana, we stand up and actively engage in shaping the progress of a nation through addressing those goals, the Sustainable Development Goals, we can go far as a nation.
Definitely.
Therefore, I came here today as a young catalyst for change, a young advocate for SDGs, with the hope that whatever it is going to be discussed here, I can also be part of it, have an input with the minister and all other young people, collaborate as to how we young people, we can actually turn our dreams into reality, into diversifying the economy of our country.
Definitely. If you don't mind, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 23 years.
You're 23 years old. Damn, you're really young. I can remember a time when I was 23. What do you do, though, outside of, do you do work? Did you get employed? Did you finish school? What are you into currently?
I am a quality student of Botswana Accountancy College.
Yeah, BAC is well represented this side. Huh?
Yes. So, also I have an organization. I'm the founder and president of Botswana Youth Ahead organization.
Okay.
It is an organization which envisions a Botswana where every young person is not just an observer, but rather an active architect of change for the progress of a nation. So we do that by advocating for all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals through different departments.
Okay.
So we have a Department of Education. It has a director who is a young person. We have a Department of Youth, Political and Civic Engagement, Department of Environmental and Climate Action, different departments. So that's what we do.
So why didn't you just, because you know accounts and stuff, why don't you just go and look for money, my man? Why do you want to do all of these things? Why don't you just set up a company and just do what all these other young kids are doing? Why do you feel the need to set up an organization?
I aspire to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I want to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
But as to answer that question, my biggest dream, something that put the smile on my face, is to see someone else smiling. That's what keeps me moving. That's what keeps me going. And when we talk about Sustainable Development Goals, my heart breaks into pieces, because that's the pain that I think of many young people out there who don't have opportunities. I come from, all this I do it without coming from any position of privilege.
Where did you grow up? Like, give us a little bit of background about yourself, Luan, or where did you grow up? Where did you go to school?
I was born in Kanye.
In Kanye, yeah.
Then I lived in Dirawana now. My permanent home just around Dirawana.
Oh, hey. All right. So you're from an average background like every other Botswana, but the opportunity, do you see them out there for young people of your age? How lebella out there, lebella the future, or okay, I'm about to graduate. Do you see a bright future for young people in the country? What type of future do you see out there?
It's hard. According to me, it's hard.
Yeah.
As an advocate for youth empowerment, it's very hard. And I believe, like, in Botswana, we need young people to be empowered so that their future becomes something. Not just to be empowered, but look at our economy. We are much dependent on the diamond. But when they are not doing well, so also as Botswana, everything that we do, we depend it on the government. Education, health, everything on the government. We rely on the government for almost everything. But now I envision a Botswana, young people, they can stand up, turn agriculture into something that will change the world. The products they are manufactured here in Botswana, grown by young people, agricultural products, by Emekadina, so that they can export those kind of products. Yeah, that's what I want. I want us young people to actively engage so that we create employment for ourselves and Botswana out there. Out there, it's very hard. It's very hard. As I am here as a young person, my course with Telagor is finance course. We have lots of students at BAC. They are there, but not all of us as the finance student will get employment. Therefore, we need to stand up and look for other alternatives that will change our lives.
Yes, sir. And did you get some answers? Were you able to get some answers from Babu Iban Nebaleting, Lebakula Neban Nebaleting? And how is your look for the future? Are you are you positive about the future?
I will say, Tota, it's hard, but what the minister have said is promising. That they are reviewing the policies, they are coming up with that economic transformation program that will allow us as Botswana to input into the development of our nation. So those things that were promised by government, we believe that they will work not only for the young people in Botswana, but for the progress of our nation, so that we are not only dependent on the government, but we have other sources of income as the country.
Awesome stuff. Mr. Sanao, or is K Sanao?
Sanao.
Thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best to you and your future. When I want to finance, so hey, no, big up yourself, pa. Thank you so much for talking to us, guys. We continue. We're still here on the sidelines of the International Youth Day at the BNYC. I'm SCAR Local Corner Multimedia YouTube pages where you're at. Remember to like, subscribe to this page. We got more for you. Just keep it right there. Don't move. As an old man like myself, I'm starting to see that the future of Botswana is very, very bright, guys. It's actually very, very refreshing to be talking to some young people and finding out some ideas from them and what they really feel about how the future is looking like. Because and also to cap it off and to wrap up our conversations with the young people who came out here is none other than Advocate Itopeling Mokgoni Bwatotse. Hello, Advocate.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Are you an advocate, dog?
I started.
Wait a minute. Okay, go.
Okay.
Are you an advocate?
I'm an advocate, sir.
Are you? Okay, are you serious?
Yes, I'm an advocate.
Is this man serious?
Yes. I'm serious. I'm an advocate.
You're a lawyer?
Yeah, kind of, but not legally.
I knew it. What's going on? What are you doing here? Why did you come today to this thing?
Okay, I'm here. I was here to learn and hear some ideas of likeness, which aligns to my dream, which is to establish a union called Revolutionary Union Botswana, where it deals with the problem that I've identified in the field of disability.
Okay. Yes. All right. So, are you living with a disability yourself, or is it something that you observed?
Okay, I'll start here. That's the very critical one. Yes, I'm living with disability. In 2019, September, I was diagnosed with dyslexia just towards my exams. But that was very late. I was doing Form 5 then. You can see where I've went through a lot during my educational journey from my standard 1 to then when I was being diagnosed. So, revolution.
Because they haven't been taught about it.
It's something beyond their understanding.
Their comprehension,
yeah. It's very complicated.
Oh no, you have something written down that you wanted to say?
Yes. Okay. This is just my own understanding and research. Many communities across Botswana, children living with disabilities face barriers to education, skills development, and social inclusion. And these barriers are often due to stigma, limited access to tailored resources, and the absence of sustainable mentorship.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Le tsone di platform tse di ka ba thusang gore ba kgone go expose as individuals with disabilities. So Revolutionary Union is here and seeks to bridge this gap by creating youth-led movement that identifies mentors and equips children living with disabilities through the community-based programs, schools outreach, and empowerment activities. Yes, the initiative has already piloted in some activities and schools showing real-world impact of community engagement.
Yes, sir.
So yeah,
that's wonderful, man.
Yes.
So have you? How did you get diagnosed? Did you get taken to Motoids in Diote? And do you know more of these people?
Okay.
To help get young people diagnosed, because this is a real thing. It's taken seriously, so people are put in special ed classes. It's a slower process for them. So how did you get diagnosed, first of all? And do you have access to other people who can help in diagnosing people?
Okay. This is how it happened. It happened just towards my exam. It happened. I was very fortunate to meet that lady. Shout out to her.
Do you have her name?
Miss Mafunye. Miss Mafunye. She was
Shout out Miss Mafunye.
She was my English teacher at Mau Senior Secondary School. Then she suspected that I have that condition, since she was aware of my capabilities and my abilities. And then she just called me and asked me, Mister, do you understand in class when you are taught? And I was like, yes, I understand. So what's the problem? You cannot write, because the condition I was diagnosed with, it targeted my spelling, my handwriting, and so it affected me a lot. So that lady, she's a special education practitioner and English teacher. So with my composition and my English work, she managed to refer me to the assessment area in Mau Memorial Hospital, where I met the educational psychologist there, and she conducted assessments. So that's a thing. And then I was diagnosed with dyslexia, and they made some certain considerations now during my exams only. So sitting down on my own, I was like, if I had these opportunities or these services that are being offered back then, I could have been far, and I could have been.
Because I'm talking to you right now, that's only the bridge to having to spell and also how to the handwriting.
Yes,
that's where the inhibition happens. Hey, like, we thank God for that teacher being able to. So how do you want to help young people? And how can people help you and your organization to help people?
Okay, starting with helping those people, I want to raise awareness. I want to raise awareness.
Just like you did right now, man. Like,
yes. I want to help my government and those parents out there and those teachers out there recognize those children with special needs. And I want to equip them with the knowledge of working closely with them and how best they can assist them. Yes, I want to bridge them for assessments. I want to mentor them. I want to be there for them, since I spent my whole educational journey alone and struggling and fighting with the condition I didn't even understand. So for now, I won't say I want some financial assist, since we are going through some economic disaster. I will just say
try.
Now,
just try. It's important to.
Yes.
So, Oscar, just try.
Okay.
You should just try as well. Okay. So we do need help. We do need some monetary help. Okay. Hey, Oscar, let's have a kopazaga, gents.
Okay, no,
because but what would you need outside of money?
Okay, I would need a collaboration. Some people with same ideas aligned with mine to come up and help me put up this dream. Yes, help me build this treasure because they are out there and they are piling out there each and every day. They are struggling. They are struggling, and
can you imagine the frustration?
Even the frustration they are
mental health. That thing, it transfers into other things.
Exactly.
Because
yes. And they are even transferring the frustration more teachering, because the teachers are now
they don't get it.
Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it.
They don't understand.
Let's go out there. Let's equip them. Let's teach them. Let's help them to cooperate with the same situation and work together in navigating it.
Yes, sir.
Because my dream is to see each and every one succeeding.
Yes, sir.
Irregardless of their condition and their abilities.
Mr. Advocate, now I know why they call you Advocate. Man,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yo.
So
Guys, thank you so much, my brother. Where did you grow up? How old are you, by the way?
I'm 24 years old.
24 years old.
24 years old.
Nigga, you remember when you were 24? I think we need to leave because thank you so much for talking to us, brother. And we hope you get your way. How do people get a hold of you, actually? Do you have a number?
I'm working on paperwork right now. Yes, the name of my union called Revolutionary Union Botswana. Email itopeleng m130 itopeleng m130 at gmail.com.
What's the 130 for?
The 30th January. It's just a code. It's just a code, bro.
Okay, itopeleng
M. Yes, then
okay.
130 at gmail.com.
Okay.
And then phone number 74105-731 or...
Say it again.
74105-731 or 77498105.
Awesome stuff.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much. Nice.
Nice to meet you.
Thank
also.
you.
Awesome stuff. And guys, that's our advocate right there, man. You learn something new every single day. And that's why we came through out here to the International Youth Day celebrations. We got to learn a whole lot about what young people are up to. And a lot of young people, I just wish my point of view, I wish we would be more upfront in teaching our children that, our younger brothers and sisters, that if you don't ask for it, it will never come your way. I see a lot of them starting organizations, starting associations, but no one is really trying to say, I want to make money. I want to start a business so I make money. So I think the next time it'll be important for them also to bring some business people over here. I love that our people, they want to help other people grow systems in our country. But we also need to teach them that you gotta be able to make your own dough. So let's bring some business people into these things as well. But guys, it's been dope. I know we're talking sustainable development goals, but they need money too. All right, so guys, let's continue to diversify our economy. This is the PODICAST. I'm SCAR. I'll catch you guys again next week, Wednesday at 3 p.m. It's been fun. From me and the advocate, peace.
People of different identities. Podcast with PSCAR.